Hey, what's up, gentlemen and ladies? Happy International Left-Handers Day. So if you are lefty out there, then happy day, I guess. So, Kingdom Hearts 3 got a new trailer last month. It was great. A lot of people liked it. It had Toy Story, it had Max, it had young Xehanort, and at the very end of the trailer, there was one little screen thingy that said, coming in 2018. So Kingdom Hearts 3 is set to come out in 2018, at least allegedly, right? You know, some people have been kind of skeptical, but on paper, Kingdom Hearts 3 is supposed to come out in 2018. And a lot of people wanted to hear me talk about this because for the longest time, I kept saying that Kingdom Hearts 3 was not going to come out in 2018, and then I got confirmed to be coming out in 2018. So, good job, Kingdom Hearts fan base. The score is now 8-1. Yes, I've been counting. No, I'm not salty. What are you talking about? You guys like this little salt thingy? It's in the shape of a watermelon. It was the only one that I could find. I think we also have one like in the shape of a burger. But anyways, that's irrelevant. Usually, with this kind of trailer, you expect all the fans to be like really hyped, and some people really were, you know, as much as I do hate on the Kingdom Hearts series and give it a lot of shit. You can go watch my reactions for it. Even I was pretty hyped when they announced Toy Story. However, the majority of the people seem to kind of be split when it comes to the release year that they announced at the end of the trailer, to the point where some people whose entire channels are dedicated to Kingdom Hearts reacted like, well, this.
Cool. 2018. Hope they get it done by then. Alright.
Now, obviously not every Kingdom Hearts fan reacted like this, but it is a pretty big percentage in my opinion, and it's worth talking about. And for the longest time, I couldn't really figure out how this was possible. I mean, literally everything hinted at the Final Fantasy VII Remake coming out before Kingdom Hearts 3, and then this interview came out with Tetsuya Nomura, which admittedly at this point it came out like a month ago, but I haven't really seen too many people talk about it, so I guess I'll be the one to do it. Because even though the Kingdom Hearts fan base technically did get it right that it was going to come out in 2018, first of all, they would have said any year, and whenever it got it, they would have said that they were right. Because the Kingdom Hearts fan base said 2015, and then they said 2016, and then they said 2017, and then they said 2018, and it got confirmed for 2018. Whereas I've been saying that the game's not going to come out until 2017, 2018, since the game got announced. And even though I'll give it to you, Kingdom Hearts fan base, that you were, you know, technically right, I just want to say that you were wrong, and the only reason why you're right now and it was changed was because of something that you couldn't have possibly predicted and that even you guys didn't account for, but you still said 2018 because you're uninformed on Square Enix in general. And now we know that that's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, straight from Nomura himself. Now let's rewind here a little bit. The interview that I'm talking about specifically is one that came out following the trailer at D23 with Nomura by Famitsu, where he reveals that some parts of the Final Fantasy VII Remake are actually further along in development than Kingdom Hearts 3 is now, which basically tells the whole story right there alone. Because while yes, everything did hint at the Final Fantasy VII Remake coming out before Kingdom Hearts 3, it was a couple of months ago that they confirmed that they were actually going to be switching from teams, from an external team that they were outsourcing into an internal team at Square Enix. Now, what does this have to do with Kingdom Hearts 3? Well, in the interview, Nomura said that the game, like I said, was further along in development than Kingdom Hearts 3 in some areas, but he did say that when they switched development, they basically had to restart in a lot of ways. And they had to change a lot of stuff and probably scrap a lot of the work that they already had for the game, which probably set the game back a few years, prompting Nomura to instead focus on the game that was slightly more complete now that they didn't have to throw away all the assets for it, Kingdom Hearts 3. And also, this is kind of a side note, but a lot of people I've heard say that Nomura is no longer working on the Final Fantasy VII Remake ever since they changed teams, and in this interview, he says himself that he still is, and in fact, he's not working full-time on the Kingdom Hearts team either. He's kind of going back and forth between the two. To read the quote from Nomura himself, I'm sort of like a cross-sectional mercenary, not tied to a business division. If I belonged to a business division, I would basically be working full-time at that business division. So that's a system that lets me take on various jobs, including requests from other companies. Which, as we know, Nomura is basically like the one guy working on every game at Square Enix, but I'll make a video talking about that later, because that poor fucking man. But what this interview tells me is that Kingdom Hearts 3 was not ready to be released in 2018, and that, like I said, in fact, they were actually planning on releasing the Final Fantasy VII Remake first, and Kingdom Hearts 3 probably in like 2019 or 20 20 if I had to take a guess. However, ever since the Final Fantasy VII Remake got basically delayed, they decided that they still needed a game to come out sometime soon because Final Fantasy 15 has just kind of been dying and going downhill ever since it came out because, you know, it came out. Apparently, some people at Square Enix are very stubborn at accepting that, so they're not going to have a major release coming out this year at all. They would probably want something at the very least for next year. So they basically took Kingdom Hearts 3 and they said, hey guys, that's going to come out in 2018 now. We have games coming out, when it realistically probably was not really ready to come out in 2018. And I know what a lot of you are thinking. Kingdom Hearts 3 looks good. It looks complete. I don't know what you're talking about. And a lot of people commented that on my last video saying, I don't know why you think that the game is going to be delayed. I don't know why all these people think the game's going to get delayed if it looks pretty good. And yes, it does. But how much of the game have we really seen? Like, actually sit down and think about how much of Kingdom Hearts 3 as it's going to be as a whole have they shown to us. We've seen a shitload of the Olympus Coliseum, like almost in every single trailer. And that's the first world that you go to. Not even like the first Disney world after you go to like Traverse Town or Hollow Bastion or whatever. No, this is like the first world in the entire game. And they keep showing that to us over and over and over and over again. What have we seen besides that? We've seen like 2 or 3 cuts from the Tangled world and a little bit of the Toy Story world. That's it. I guess we've seen some Twilight Town technically as well. We've seen concept art for Big Hero 6, but we haven't seen it in the game. And we haven't seen any other returning worlds or cutscenes from outside of that, which I guess for some people might seem kind of normal, especially considering the fact that the last time that we got a mainline Kingdom Hearts game was, when was it again? Let me check the calendar here. Oh yeah, over 10 years ago. However, let's look at a more recent Square Enix title to compare Kingdom Hearts 3 to. Final Fantasy 15. This actually works pretty well because Final Fantasy 15's release date was confirmed at around the same time as now, a year before it came out. So back during summer of 2015, specifically at Gamescom, Hajime Tabata confirmed that Final Fantasy 15 was going to be coming out in 2016 just in general. Now keep in mind that Tabata wasn't even supposed to officially say that, so we weren't even supposed to get the whole 2016 thing at Gamescom, but we did. Okay, so let's compare this year, the year before Kingdom Hearts 3 is set to come out, to 2015, the year before Final Fantasy 15 was set to come out. Total, we have seen Kingdom Hearts 3 2 times in 2 trailers, and that's it. And Nomura already confirmed this is basically going to be the final information that we're going to get for the year. We might get something like Jump Festa or the PSX, but honestly I doubt it because D23 Japan is happening early next year and it's more likely that they'll save their stuff for that. But with Final Fantasy 15, we had seen it at the Jump Festa before that, we had seen it at the Tokyo Game Show before that, we saw it at PAX East that year, we saw it at Gamescom. In fact, it was their entire focus of Gamescom. We saw it at the Tokyo Game Show, and Tabata even took it to some smaller conventions like the Family Game Forum and Taipei Game Show. The only major event that Final Fantasy 15 did not show up at that year was E3, and that's because they wanted to make room for the Final Fantasy VII Remake, which would have taken all the spotlight away from Final Fantasy 15. We saw the game that much the year before it was set to come out. Keep in mind that we got the release year early and the game was still delayed. For all we know, we might not have supposed to have gotten the release year for Final Fantasy 15 until we got the full release date at Uncovered March of the year that it came out. And do you guys honestly think that Kingdom Hearts 3 would be ready enough to come out within a year from today? Like in the spring or early summer of 2018? Because I don't think so. Couple this with the fact that, like I said, Kingdom Hearts 3 was most likely not even supposed to release in 2018 to begin with, and that's why you have a lot of people doubting the fact that the game is going to come out in 2018. Now, obviously, like is always the case with these videos, there is a chance that I could just be wrong and Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to come out in 2018 and everybody will love it and everything will be perfect. I'm just talking about this because it's an observation that I've seen a lot of people kind of talk about, sort of doubting if it's going to happen to begin with, more so than any other game, really. I don't think that I've seen this many people be like, I mean, I hope that it comes out in 2018 or hopefully it doesn't get delayed, than I have for Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm as much of a Kingdom Hearts fan as the next guy. I want to play Kingdom Hearts 3 just as much as you guys do. But I'm just trying to be a little bit more realistic and not really get my hopes up in case something like this happens, which again, it could not. But let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think that Kingdom Hearts 3 will get delayed? And if not, and you think that Nomura is going to deliver on his promise, then I guess let me know as well. I'd be really curious to know. But I guess either way, that's all that I have for you guys today. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to blitz that like button, subscribe, and as always, stay tuned for more Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts, I guess.